Hello and welcome to SovereignRPG. In today's video, we're going to go over the SOULMASK development roadmap for 2024 and 25. There are some absolutely amazing things here and some things that will surely have negative consequences to this game, at least in my opinion. If you could do me a favor, guys, chuck up a like if you do enjoy my content. And if you are new here, we make content for survival games of all kinds, currently mainlining SOULMASK, but we have some amazing games coming out and some content that will help you traverse each of them. And I'd love to hear your opinion on any of the content in all of my videos, so make sure to chuck a comment down there. With that shameless begging for likes out of the way, let's get into the video. We have a lot of stuff to go through, unlike the base game itself. Just kidding. Well, kinda. In 2024 Q3, the devs have announced some rather interesting additions, overhauls and new systems that should shape up to be great if done right. So let's look at the first new gameplay features coming up. Random PvP battlegrounds. Some people love this, some people hate it. The first comment pretty says it all about the pessimistic sides of our community. But while the comment is full apocalypse, I tend to have my own opinion with this one, in the fact that Battlegrounds would take away from the world PvP on PvP servers, but also add a really nice addition to PvE servers where players wouldn't lose their gear or progression but still have PvP available. There would be a lot of people interested in this, but I don't think this will actually do anything to benefit the game, at least for the moment. There are far greater issues than this one. Next up, we have skin transmogrification. Now, I did see some comments not knowing what this actually is, so I'll explain it a little. It has nothing to do with the human skin. It's all about the armor and weapons and the way it looks. If, for instance, you love the look of the Fog Frog armor on your character but don't need the stats, you can wear the Vajra Ape set, for example, for its significantly better stats and place the look of the Fog Frog set on top of it, while still keeping the better stats. It's basically just a system that allows you to look good while kicking ass. No complaints from me there. Now, we get to the most important update on the roadmap, at least for me, and if you know me, you'll already know what this is going to be. And it's the building system overhaul. Halla fucking yeah. This is greatly needed in this game and could go either way, to be honest, since it does have the chance to just get worse. But I'm going to be optimistic on this one because the base system is actually pretty okay. Not the best, not the worst, but there are some issues. Issues we talked about in previous videos where I asked the player base if they are still playing SOULMASK. If you haven't seen this video, I'll leave a link in the description and a card in the top right of this video. So let's get into what they have posted with the building overhaul. They're adding a new building called the cryo chamber. Now, if I had to guess, this puts a character or tribesman in suspended animation and stops it from dying from a disease or something similar. But it could also be a way to store tribesmen you want to keep while still being able to get more. So it would effectively raise your tribesman limit through a building, which is actually pretty cool, to be fair. I like this one either way. Then we have the item transmutation furnace. And this, I'm guessing, is pretty simple and will directly tie into the transmog system we talked about earlier. Not much to say on this one, it's pretty simple. So let's talk about the improved building mode. Now, I'm hoping they're just talking about allowing overlapping of certain structures that we couldn't do before and give us more freedom to build the way we want, or at least give us an option on single player to get rid of the overlapping structure issues that we are currently having. Also hoping that they make some of the structure pieces more solid. What I mean by this is allowing us to relocate on top of flooring. This has been a difficult issue to deal with recently. If a tribesman gets stuck, you can't even move it for the most part. There's nowhere to really place it around. You have to find a specific spot. There really isn't an issue with foundations, but the floor pieces definitely have some shit to deal with. I really hope they're not just talking about graphical overhaul of the mode itself, because I quite like it and I don't really have an issue with that in general. Now, if you're a builder like me, let me know down below what you think or would like to have changed in the building mode, or if you want it changed at all. Now we have something fucking needed more than anything else in the game. Decorations, and a wealth of them. In British measurements, that is a hell of a lot, or at least I'm really hoping so. I'm really hoping for tapestries, flags, hanging bones, more Mars technology type lighting and decorations, more statues, maybe some new building pieces, a step up from Blackstone, more metal in nature, plenty of things I'd love to see on the decoration front. Also, maybe some kind of skin system that allows me to have the look of lesser technology tribe with the stats of higher tier structures, so I can keep an aesthetic that I like to look at rather than just being forced to look at stone, just to up the structure HP to ward off invaders. They are also looking to add more building components for us to craft, which for me isn't something that's needed. We already have more than enough components to go through that would cover pretty much everything, but we will have to see what they mean by this. So let me ask you what kind of things you would like to see decoration wise. Let me know down below. Next up, we have the user created content with the Steam Workshop launch and the developer kit release. Now, I won't go into much detail about this because I have a full video for which I'll leave a link in the description, also in the top right corner if you want to check it out. It goes over all the things that I think would be good for mods in SOULMASK. It's definitely something you'll want to watch if you do enjoy mods. Basically, what this is the addition of mods and the kit for creators to make those mods for us. Always a good thing. I'm really looking forward to what some of these absolute geniuses create. Now we have some additional content. In the first show, we have controller support, which at first I was excited because I thought the missus would play with me, but she really isn't interested in SOULMASK at all at this point, which is a shame because I'd love to do a series with her. And if you're watching, baby, set your fucking computer up. Do me a favor, guys, and write a comment down below telling her to set her computer up so we can play together again. Now we have the new animal management interface, which could be nice, but it's not that important, to be honest. Mounts do nothing except be used to get across their map faster, which no one uses anymore because of portals, and as mobile storage boxes. If they had more users and utilities, that would change this, but as of right now, this isn't useful until after the update we will talk about in Q4 in a moment. They did mention that there would be much more coming in Q3's massive update. Time will tell what extras they will add, but the Q3 update is shaping up to be a big one. So let's move on to Q4, where it is less significant as Q3, but still some nice additions. They will be introducing the new mount capture system, which they have already talked about in previous posts, and that's going to be able to capture fully grown adult mounts instead of just babies using mask implants. What implants these will be, we don't know yet, but it will definitely help with the jaguars and ostriches, for example, not having to grab eggs or track them to find the baby. They're adding new glider items, which would be nice for traversing if we could climb up half the map, which we can't if the mountains are anywhere near a POI. But still a cool addition, and hoping they do make some changes to the climbing so we can get to the top of a mountain and glide off the top, because a lot of them we just can't do anything with. We will get new mounts in the form of wild boar and elephants, maybe some other ones, and elephants are some of my favorite mounts in all games, or mammoths in art, for example, because there is no elephants, it's just woolly mammoths. I do love riding around on them. So now we have the arena system overhaul with new gameplay features and additional content. Not really much to say on that because they haven't given much information. We have the experimental development of mounted combat and mount abilities. Now this is a really big one. It will be massive, but in my opinion, this would be more important than random battlegrounds, for example. I think the mount features would be a great addition, add some extra gameplay mechanics. Like I really hope my Jaguar mount can fight in combat because they are annoying as fuck to us, but we put a saddle on them and all of a sudden they become house cats and don't know how to use their claws and teeth anymore. But that's just my opinion on that one. Mobile platform saddles could be an interesting feature, but often they look weird as hell on small amounts with giant structures on them far outweighing what an animal can carry. Maybe a mounted ballista on an elephant would be cool for PvP like the carts in Myth of Empires, but that's something we'll have to see when that finally comes out. And finally, in 2025, they are talking about massive DLC with the introduction of what they say is a new large map. I think this is a really bad idea. The map size is one of the biggest issues for the game right now, with so much space unused and a lot of the same shit being plopped all over the place. What they should do with a new map is make it much smaller and more lived in, with more variety in what they have placed around the map. They should be taking more time in creating new content that goes onto a map rather than making a new map and filling it with the same content. I really hope it's not going to be more of the same because it's a really big issue for the game. We have new large-scale gameplay systems, which could be literally anything, so can't really speculate on that one. We have new weapon types, which the only thing I want is a club that doesn't kill NPCs but brings their health to a maximum of maybe like 5%, for example, so I can stop one shot in the world or accidentally crit hitting everything as I do in every video before I can deter them. And that's pretty much everything we have for the upcoming roadmap for SOULMASK. What do you think? Anything you like? Anything you'd like to be added? The building systems, transmog and mount systems are big ones for me, and I'm really looking forward to see what they do with this. I hope you found this video useful and enjoyed it. Make sure to like and sub if you haven't already for all your survival gaming goodness. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at